Okay, so I'm in my shed today. I am in need to give my kitchen trough, as you see here, a bit of a top up. I apologise for the lighting levels, it's a bit rubbish, but this really badly needs a top up of soil. But first I need to get rid of the cress, my spring onions that are in there, and the parsley, so they need a good trim down. So let's get them done first. Get my trusty scissors. So the cress, I'm just going to grab close to the base, but not right down the bottom, and snip off. And go and put on top of a paper bag because they're going in the freezer in a little while. Now the parsley, again, grab and snip, and I'll sort that out when I get back in the house. That's that done, and now I just need to get the blighters out of the trough, which should be nice and easy because they're nice and shallow. Okay, jolly good. 1 spring onion, 2 and 3 and 4. Now the cress, which should come out fairly easily, although it has started rooting already. Just get my hands in there and try and cup it from underneath as best I can. Come on, out you come. There we go. Lovely. And lastly, my hardy little blighter, which is my parsley. There we go, brush him off a little bit. Okay, so this one I've actually had for around 8 years now. Just keep trimming it when needs be, and whenever it gets its little flowers, little buds, and I'll just chop them off. All done. So, the lighting levels, I'm so sorry. So here we need about 1/2 inch of compost to actually top it up. So I am going to be using a house plant compost, purely because it's got less vegetation in it than a standard compost, and when it's in your house you really don't want standard compost, purely because standard compost tends to have a lot of vegetation, a lot more vegetation in it, and it can encourage little midges, little fruit flies, little black flies, etc., because of the rotting vegetation. So if you use a houseplant mix, it's actually been filtered a couple of times, and you tend to have less vegetation to actually rot. So that's about topped up, maybe a little bit more in that corner. There we go, and I'm going to say that that is done. Lovely. So you can just about see, thanks to the sun out the window, that that is topped up almost to the top. And now I'm going to just give it a little aerate with a small fork, because you don't want it solid. You want to make sure there's some air in there, there's some room for the roots, and it's not solid for them to go through, otherwise they're going to struggle. So give it a good prod and a twist. Don't need to go nuts with it, but just give it enough. And that's that done. Now we need to get our herbs back into this trough. Now it's all sorted and it's all level again. Gives them a little bit of niceness to enjoy and sit in. We all like a little bit of niceness to sit in. So we'll do the parsley first, and I'm going to grab my trusty scissors, purely because they're going in the wash straight after this anyway. I'd normally use a dowel, or sometimes I do even use a spoon. Use it to scoop, use the handle of it to make a hole, but I've got my scissors to hand that are going in the wash, so they'll do for the moment. So that's the parsley in, and now I need to just give a little wiggle and get the spring onions back in, and they do grow really, really fast. Spring onions are brilliant, and of course when you're growing your own little bits and bobs, saves you a little bit of money as well. All very good, very, very handy. Lovely, lovely. So I've only got 4 spring onions at the moment. So they'll go in and they'll be ready to eat in about a week or thereabouts. Give them a chop and then they'll grow again. Very nice. The parsley gets a good chop probably once a month, and it all goes into the freezer after being chopped, because I'll use it in tuna pasta bake mainly. So lastly, I'm going to get my hand in there to put the cress back in, which needs a little bit more room, and hopefully it's all in properly. There we go. Okay, so just make sure everything is happy, nothing's going to fall out. Give it a brush down, and that is my kitchen trough done. There you go. So I have my parsley, spring onions, and my cress all ready to go back on the kitchen after water.